WWE talent react to the Saudi Arabia sale report, plus multiple stars make NXT returns at NXT New Year's Evil, and title matches are set for NXT Vengeance Day. It's all in the wrestling news right now. Big up to Jack, by the way, who's been up through the night with all the nonsense that's been going on in the world of wrestling. So well done to you.
Well, thank you. No, it's not like my body clock was already backwards. So it's not like I've been awake for 24 hours straight. It's not like that. It's just that I've been temporarily nocturnal.
Exactly.
But I'm not, don't worry. I'm not doing myself any harm. I'm all right. I'm all good.
What a day to be nocturnal, as you've been hearing throughout the day. Numerous reports that WWE is selling the company to the Saudi Arabia Public Investment Fund. And the reaction from the locker room has been obviously loud, concerned, bit angry. What are people saying?
Well, we should clarify that we're not necessarily saying the story is definitely true yet. This is still a lot of different reports going on, but people, it seems, have been given information by their sources which suggest that it could be true. Now, this is the response from the locker room to not the sale, but to the reports of the sale.
That's right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Meltzer says, before the story first broke tonight, or last night, everyone was talking about it inside wrestling. Nobody knew for sure. Talked to people in the company. They didn't know for certain. Everyone at the NXT tapings heard the rumors, could not confirm them, but everybody was scared, which is understandable. Whether it's their job, whether it's whatever, there's a lot of uncertainty there. Uncertainty throughout the company. The Stephanie McMahon resignation worried a lot of people as well, which is kind of the sort of thing you'd expect, but it's still hearing it really drives home that, you know, these are real people with real jobs that we're discussing here and real futures.
Sean Ross Sapp says, I know talent is P1553D off. You can figure out what that word is. Reel that off. Really, really mad, really dejected, really frustrated. And all of this is based on rumors. That is not official. Nothing like that.
But I think it's important to note here that even though it isn't official, as Sean Ross Sapp says, we're still working off reports and rumors here and everything. Nothing has yet been officially confirmed. However, just the fact that it's being talked about and the signs are there, like Stephanie stepping down and everything, that's already understandably cause for massive concern in the locker room in WWE.
There will no doubt be an announcement from the company one way or another, I think, before the end of play today. Yeah. They'll have to. They're a publicly traded company and there'll be some uncertainty in the market. Obviously, we'll see stock prices going up because it looks as if a sale is impending, but we'll keep tabs on that as well. But I expect by the end of the day, we will know what the score is. So try and get a bit of sleep.
Well, Tom, I was going to say as well, you very kindly prepared some extra news pieces here that we're going to discuss. But as you said off camera, does it feel like it feels really weird. It feels a step down in intensity, doesn't it?
Yeah, I feel that, like, because this is such a big move in the history of wrestling. You know, we're like 11 days into 2023, and this is a seismic wrestling story. There were certain news reporters that said, in terms of the CM Punk return, the only stories that would have been bigger would have been Vince McMahon retiring, Vince McMahon passing away, and the sale of WWE. We've had 2 out of 3 so far.
Yeah, since we have.
Since
Although the first one's kind of been undone, I suppose. But yes, we have about 2 of them.
So we are going to talk about what happened last night on NXT New Year's Evil. That was their big show to kick off 2023. And it was jam-packed to the rafters with returns and hints of debuts and stuff to sort of set the stage for weeks to come. So Tiffany Stratton come back last night in a promo where she declared she was here to take over the women's division. Fair to middling promo. We haven't seen her since she lost to Wendy Chu in August.
Well, no, and Ross will be very happy. He is a big fan of Tiffany Stratton, as we all are, those of us who watch and follow NXT. She know that, genuinely speaking, like, Ross is a big fan of her for a good reason, because she does seem to have a lot of promise. She's got a good heel gimmick, and she is, for someone with relatively little experience, she's very, very solid in the ring as well.
There were celebrations in the Fraser Porter household. Gallus made their return to NXT television.
A man's pub with my pain. And my darts.
That's what they do. Hi, Barry, who does watch. Hi, Barry. Good to see you back on NXT.
Barry?
Wolfgang.
He watches?
Yeah.
Well, I've just laughed at them.
No, we're laughing with them. We're nice. We're glad that they're back.
I'm scared now. I'm scared now.
I don't think you're being mean. We're glad we're back. I like them. They're cool. They turned up. They battered Brooks and Jensen, so they're already winners in my book.
He's going to swanton me.
He's got a good swanton as Wolfgang.
So, yes.
That's my wife-to-be's favourite wrestler, Wolfgang.
Is it?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
She loves Barry.
Stop calling him his shoot name. Now, I've got to say that, yes, they attacked Brooks and Jensen backstage, but also they came out into the arena as well. They were the last entrants in the gauntlet match. Last week, Pretty Deadly was saying to the New Day, right, we're going to jolly well beat 3 teams in a row and earn a rematch against you for the tag belts that the New Day took off them in the first place. They won 2 of those matches, one against a jobber team, one against a regular team, because the New Day went, none of this tomfoolery, face a proper team. But then the third team was the returning Gallus, who won the match. I was surprised, which was the point. It was a surprise return, of course. But also, I thought it was going to be really straightforward. Pretty Deadly were going to win the belts back, and it would be a title reign for the New Day. But in the end, Pretty Deadly would have ended up looking stronger because of it. But now it seems like Gallus might be the ones to take the belts from the New Day. So it's a turn in the storyline that I wasn't expecting.
I feel like this is setting up Pretty Deadly for a push to the main roster. I feel like this is what this is.
Yes, boy.
This is where we'll have a bit of a to do with Gallus and Pretty Deadly, because we had reports yesterday that Xavier Woods has currently got an injury that he's sort of working through. So it gives them a little bit of respite to have a bit of Gallus, Pretty Deadly action. Gallus can win outright in the end. Mm-hmm. Pretty Deadly can go up to the main roster, and then we can get Gallus and the New Day, and maybe this is where Gallus becomes NXT Tag Champion.
Should Gallus become NXT Tag Team Champions? You know who I'd like to see them feud with in a series of multiple matches?
Fraser Porter and a human comprised entirely of cans of Iron Brew.
That was my first thought, yes.
Like Pepsi Man.
But if we can't get those two, then the Creed brothers. I think they could have some barn burners. Yeah.
Well, they got their hands full, because last night they were attacked by SmackDown's Jinder Mahal.
What are you doing here?
This isn't a Friday.
No,
That's
it's
mental.
I'll tell you what he was doing there. He was aligning with Sanga. Was it Sanga?
He was Sanga, yes.
It was Sanga. He was aligning with him. Veer is obviously still absent. The reports suggest that he could be dealing with an injury, so best wishes to Veer, of course. That's why the match between Sanga and Veer and the Creeds was delayed. But in the storyline, they actually did it the other way around. They said it's because one of the Creeds is injured and Veer and Sanga want them at 100%. But really, reports are suggesting it's actually Veer dealing with the injury. But now Sanga's got a new tag team partner in Jinder Mahal.
Yeah, the absence of Veer will not hinder, because Jinder is here replacing him, and him and Sanga will now feud with the Creed brothers. And presumably when Veer comes back, I think we'll see like a trifecta.
Yes.
Of Jinder Mahal, Sanga, and Veer Mahan.
Fair
Good
enough.
use for Jinder. I feel that, former WWE champion in 2017, lest we forget. And I feel like it's a good use for him on that roster. They're making good use of the main roster guys on NXT.
Especially
lately.
because Jinder's not really had much to do on the main roster. So why not put him on NXT and see what he can do?
Some NXT UK stars popping up soon. Stevie Turner vignette aired last night, hyping her impending NXT of America debut. It was kind of like she's now a streamer, and she was live reacting to her best bits of NXT UK.
Okay.
She said thanks to the fans.
Thanks for the bits.
She thanked for the bits.
Thanks for the gifted subs.
I think they then played Football Manager for a bit, I think. That'd have been great if halfway through the promo she goes, I'm here to take over. And, I'm trained, thanks, lads.
This reminds me of other gimmicks that they've tried to do where, did you remember, so Roxanne Perez right at the start had some vignettes before her gimmick became promising and good wrestler, which is a great gimmick for Roxanne Perez because that's what she is. But before that, she was a millennial gamer girl.
Yes.
So she'd sit in her room and it'd be like, I'm playing 2K, but really, I want my virtual dreams to become a reality. And I'm like, we don't need... And it very much really, really feels, and this live streamer gimmick does as well, feels like an older person really trying to be down with kids.
I couldn't relate.
Older than you, Tom, and less cool. Less cool.
Because incidentally, I was going to say Roxanne Perez as the millennial gamer. Like, I played 2K. You wouldn't last a minute on No Mercy. You wouldn't know how to hit an opponent's finisher.
You know the games. You know the Sonic.
Here we go. It's games time. I'm going to give it everything I've got. Also, next, in 2 weeks' time...
Good impression of Ben Potter.
Thanks. In 2 weeks' time, Tyler Bates will return to NXT as well. We've not seen him since he dropped the UK title to Bron Breakker at Worlds Collide. I think there's a bright future for him.
big strong boy.
Big strong boy.
There's a bright future for him. I hope so.
Bright future for him.
Of all the talent that WWE have a lot of wrestlers on their cards, despite cuts like nearly every year recently and everything. Despite all that, they still have a lot of wrestlers in their employ. And I think pound for pound, one of the most talented yet underutilized wrestlers is Tyler Bate. I think he's an absolute phenom in the ring. He's amazing, and they don't use him enough. Just look at the match he had with Gunther or Walter at, I think, TakeOver Cardiff, which was he has so many good matches, and yet I feel like he's not used nearly enough.
So we're seeing Tyler Bate and Stevie Turner from NXT UK popping up very soon. I think we're waiting on a return for Noam Dar, and then that's kind of everybody that's left on the lifeboat from NXT UK back on telly then, isn't it?
I keep doing everyone's taunts when you mention wrestling. I don't know why. I need to stop doing that.
Ted DiBiase.
Yeah, oh no way.
Seth Rollins.
Yeah, the wrong laugh. Everybody's got a price.
Ironically, Ted DiBiase, Uncle Howdy. Uncle Howdy's Ted DiBiase, confirmed. The next big show for NXT is Vengeance.
Come to buy your soul.
Everybody's got a price for my lovely hat and polo mint. And Vengeance Day is the next NXT show, on the main show on the horizon, and we've got a few title matches already, haven't we?
We certainly do. First, one of them is going to be a rematch from last night's New Year's Evil show, because Bron Breakker took on Grayson Waller, who won the number one contendership at Deadline in one of my matches of 2022, legitimately, the men's Iron Survivor match, which surpassed every single one of my expectations by miles. Do check out that match. It's fantastic. Grayson Waller then became number one contender, faced Bron Breakker last night, but the ropes kept breaking, and he lost by count out. But then Shawn Michaels went, no, Shawn. I don't know what I'm doing, Tom. And
so Shawn said to himself...
In like the start of his, no, Shawn, I think I'm cute. Yeah, so Shawn, need to go to bed. Shawn.
A little sleep.
I got a little surprise there. You in my blind spot. I mean, what's that?
Certainly did.
So Shawn booked a rematch for Vengeance Day, and it's going to be, Bron Breakker versus Grayson Waller for the NXT title, but in a steel cage match, mind.
To stop the rope breaking malarkey.
Right. But there will be other title matches as well, Tom.
Yes, we'll see Roxanne Perez face Gigi Dolan and JC Jane.
They both won the Battle Royal. They Lex Luger and Bret Hart at it.
Oh, they should have done a coin flip to decide who faces her first.
Yeah, they should have drawn lots.
Good old days. Or they should have had Vince McMahon run out, break both his quads and tell them to restart. The good old days. Yeah. So we'll see that, a triple threat for the Women's Championship. A few people, incidentally, we did a video yesterday talking about Chelsea Green potentially coming into WWE. A few people have said she'd be a good leader for Toxic Attraction.
Yes, she certainly would. Yeah.
That's quite a nice little bit, that. We'll see Wesley defending the North American title against Dijak.
Oh, his reign could be in trouble because Dijak's looked dangerous since re-debuting.
A beast of a man. And then, of course, the aforementioned steel cage match will headline Vengeance Day. Now, the big story of the day continues to be the report about WWE selling to Saudi Arabia. That will no doubt dominate the rest of the news headlines throughout the day. And, of course, when we know more about it, you will know more via cultaholic.com.
I will say as well, huge AEW Dynamite tonight. The card is stacked. I can't remember all of it off the top of my head. Google it. It's a huge card tonight.
This is actually, you know what? This is a massive night for AEW.
Yes.
With all of this going on. Like, there'll be a lot of eyes.
I've seen tweets saying Max Caster's just going to explode because there's too many possibilities to talk about. He's just not going to go there.
It's a good night to watch AEW.
Yes.
That'll be intriguing to see what they do.
But not just for the banter, but for the wrestling as well. Hopefully it's a good show.
They've got a great opportunity here to kind of capitalize on some really divisive wrestling news and really make new fans, and flipping best of luck to them. Do it.
Yeah, go on.
Wrestling's better when everybody's awesome.
Yeah.
Stay safe and love you. Bye.